Family, welcome to Computers and You. What I'm going to do is what we call the housekeeping first, in which we do every week. And that's to remind you that the Computers and You show is a community show. In other words, it's not a paid show. And in order for you to continue to have the Computers and You show, you would have to send your contributions to the SoulBeat Appreciation Fund. And that's at P.O. Box 5156, Oakland, California, 94605. Again, P.O. Box 5156, Oakland, 94605. You can also bring your contributions down here to the studio and give them to the technician. Another way you can support SoulBeat is that we have the ball tickets for sale now. They are $125. Do we have a copy of a ball ticket down here, dog? It may be somewhere around here. I may be able to show you before the show is over with. But they're beautiful. They're black and silver this year because this is the 25th anniversary of SoulBeat. And so silver is the 25th anniversary color, I believe. And so that's going to be on August 2nd, and the tickets are $125 each. Now, I strongly suggest that you get your tickets right away, because see, once people start getting them, they disappear. Okay, as most of you know, we have a telethon going on. Okay, and that's what's going to be happening today. What I'd like you to do is I'm going to have questions centered around this book. This is Mr. Johnson's book. I think this is the second edition. This is the thicker one. But I'll have some questions centered around. This is a SoulBeat telethon, so I'll have questions centered around. The prizes and things will be centered around SoulBeat, questions that are coming out of this book. So many of you bought this book. Get your book out, because I'm getting ready to give you some questions. Okay. Another way to support SoulBeat is to patronize with the SoulBeat advertisers. Because if they know that you're patronizing, they will continue to advertise. I do the best I can and patronize with as many SoulBeat advertisers as possible. And I'd hope all of you would do pretty much the same thing. Okay. Another thing I want to say is that you can also support SoulBeat by buying the memorabilia. Ooh, I have a hard time with that word. I don't know what they have left now, but I know that they have T-shirts and caps and jogging suits. As a matter of fact, I need another jogging suit, etc. That's another way to support SoulBeat, as well as last night was another way you were able to support SoulBeat at the 37th Street Baptist Church. Now, this is not the first time this church has done something like this for SoulBeat. And all of the monies, all of the proceedings from that fundraiser comes to the SoulBeat Appreciation Fund. And this is at the 37th Street Baptist Church, Pastor W.C. McClinton. Now, I don't know if you guys have been there, any of you out there really, other than the ones I've seen. But that's a little bitty church. That's not a very big church at all. So that church doesn't have as much funds as a number of churches that are here in Oakland have thousands of members. And in fact, I'm very disappointed in the majority of our churches. We have almost about 700 churches in Oakland. That it doesn't make sense, okay, to have 700 churches in Oakland and have so many killings and have so much violence here. Now, I've all the Bibles that I have, various cultures, I've looked in and studied. There's love and charity all through all those Bibles. All those Bibles. I can't understand why we have so much hate going on around here. We got got 700 almost churches here, and we have all this hate. Something is wrong. Hello, caller.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Where is that Munchkin?
Oh, I don't know. I don't know.
What I call for is just like you. I second that emotion about giving to SoulBeat and giving from your heart. You know, some can give more and some can give less, but it's the heart of it all.
That's right.
You know, SoulBeat is all we got. I mean, people.
I agree.
It's all we have.
And if we frustrate Mr. Johnson to the point to where he said he gives it up and say, I'll just sell it to, whoever. It could be the Asians, could be anyone. We're going to be in a world of trouble. We're finna go to war here, and we're not going to have any means of communication. How stupid can we be? I mean, that's stupid.
Like you said, it's a lot of churches, and like I said before, we should all be saints. I mean, everybody should love one another.
All these churches. Something is wrong. On 2 and 3 on some blocks.
That's it. And it's a lot of religious welfare.
Yes.
Bottom line.
Yes.
And one more thing. Chuck is being honored by the city of Oakland Tuesday night at 7 o'clock. Be there. I hope you make this announcement before you go off again. It's they're saying happy birthday for his 25 years in Oakland, California.
Okay.
In fact, it should be a landmark, And just don't think about giving him awards. He needs the money too, folks. But I appreciate Desley Brooks for bringing this up, and I say thank you to her again. So people, be out there in your uniforms if you have them. If not, wear what you got. But be out to celebrate. Thank you.
And thank you for calling. That is true. We need to be there Tuesday night. At 7 o'clock at the City Council of Oakland, so we can be there to celebrate Chuck being honored for his 25th year here. But I also agree with Mary. I'd prefer him to get the money too. That comes out a lot better. I don't know what to tell us other than support the Appreciation Fund. Okay, if you want to continue to have this means of communication. Now, he really doesn't have to sell SoulBeat. He can go on and pay the videos and whatever. He can play whatever he want to play, and because those people will pay him to play those videos, and just sit back and relax. But I think he's really at the point to where he is tired of this whole damn thing. And just give up on it and go on and sit back and relax for the rest of his life without having to worry about any of this stuff. But where is that really going to leave African Americans in this entire country? We have no other means of communication for ourselves. We're going to rely on whatever the information is put out there and thrown at us. And we already know half of that lies or misinformation, confusing, so you better think, people here in Oakland, you're being set up. I'm going to tell you now to leave Oakland. You're being set right up right in front of you. You're not paying attention. You're going to have to leave Oakland. And guess what? You're not going to even have a medium to voice your opinion on if you mess around here and totally frustrate Mr. Johnson out, because he's stressed out now trying to deal with this mess. And most of you have no idea of what it is to run a little bitty business, let alone a television network. And you'll come up with all kinds of what you think are brilliant ideas, but they won't work because they have regulations and things like that prevent a lot of these things, these ideas that you're coming up from working. You get people put in jail from all kinds of angles. Now, I'm going to tell you now, we asked for what we're about to get with these churches. Every now and then we hear somebody calling on SoulBeat and say, well, what are the churches doing? What are the churches doing? Well, you're getting ready to see what the church is getting ready to do as soon as they get thrown some money. You're going to know what church is what when they get thrown that money. And many of them are going to not support mediums such as this because they're going to be told that we're radical or stuff like that, you know. So in order to get this money, you have to disassociate yourself from radicals. Hello, caller.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Okay, making sure you're alive and well there, girl. You know, a lot of people don't realize because they're cruising, you know. I was down visiting my son down at the county jail in San Jose yesterday, and there was a young woman in the line ahead of me, and she was protesting the fact that her husband was there, and they had a confrontation, and the police arrested him. And she couldn't understand why they arrested him because she said it takes two people to get into an argument and get into a fight. And she was a very sweet person, and I really felt sorry for her because her husband of 4 children was locked up, and she couldn't figure out how to get her husband out because he was the only one in the house that had a job. And I said, well, you know, do you vote? And she says, no, I don't vote. I said, well, that's why. You advocated your responsibilities over to the people who vote to make your choices for you. Mm-hmm. You know? And we talked for a long time. And what people don't realize, she's screaming at how unjust this is. How unjust. She's looking up and down this line of people complaining about how the government doesn't have the right to take over your lives and to ruin your family, destroy your family. But you know what? She had no voice. She had no voice.
She didn't live up to her responsibilities.
No, she didn't.
You know, so you have no rights.
Well, you know, and then again, too, where's she going to go complain to?
No one.
No one. You know, if SoulBeat has to shut down the talk shows and go back to videos, where are you going to go to complain to?
Nowhere.
Yeah.
None of the others will allow it.
If you have somebody in your family is being grossly mistreated by the city or the government or somebody in the community, you know, where are you going to go? Try to take it to the newspaper. Try. I've done it, baby. Let me tell you something. They don't want to hear a word you got to say. Because if it's not something the police want to have aired, they're not going to air it.
Well, see, it's not newsworthy to them as far as they're concerned. That's personal to our community or to you. So, I mean, why should we get involved in it?
And not only
that's
that,
how they look at it.
If it's an issue where the people who are in control of the media are making money, and by you voicing your opinion, it's going to rock their bank account, they're not going to air your opinion.
Right, I wouldn't do it either.
No.
Think about it. If you had the business, you wouldn't either.
Of course not. You know, of course not. If I had a sponsor that did you some injustice, and you came to complain, so the world would know how this company ripped you off, how you lost your home behind something this company did to you, and that company is paying for advertisements on my media, you're not going to get your voice out there.
That's right.
So, you know, SoulBeat is the only place that an African American can go to, or anybody else.
And we don't understand it. We're not getting it.
Yeah.
We're not getting it.
No.
We're not getting it at all.
Go to NAACP with the complaints and see if anything happens.
Well, hopefully we still have this medium here because we're getting ready to go to war, my sister. And you know communication is crucial during war. Everybody knows that.
Absolutely.
You know.
So, you know, you people need to get off your behind, dig in your pockets, and take some money down there to keep these talk shows on. Because as long as you have these talk shows, I had somebody bring me some paperwork that I'm supposed to give to Mary about a group of women who are involved with cancer research that has to do with minorities. You know, I mean, where else is this information going to come out? Nobody cares. If they cared, we wouldn't have such a tremendous imbalance of medical treatment.
Right.
Okay, so I'm off. You guys better put your money where your mouth is because it's your lives for your children's lives.
By any chance, do you have this book?
What'd you say?
Do you have this book by any
chance?
Oh,
I sure do.
Well, get ready to win some prizes because I'm going to ask some questions out of it. So get it out and start thumbing through it.
Great. I'll talk to you later.
Okay. She's right. If we don't do something to make sure we keep these talk shows, we're going to be in worse shape than we are right now. And this is making me sick every time I think about how many churches we have in Oakland, and we have this major problem in Oakland. It should be clear to everyone that there's too many churches. And as a matter of fact, that may be the problem. You know, too many churches. And then it's just divided all up, scattered everywhere, and no one is getting focused. None of the churches, they need to unite and focus on the issues of the community. And they haven't been doing it, and I'm one of those that I fail to conceive that they're going to do it even after they get the money. It's going to be up to you, the people that belong to those churches, the membership. You know, are you a legal membership? Or are you not a legal membership? Have you asked for the copies of the Articles of Incorporation and bylaws? I had to go through now I thought that the older people would be the ones afraid. One of my best friends, when I brought it up to her, we had a big old to-do about it. You know, and I had to flat right tell her if she didn't get the information, I wouldn't. She got very angry with me. Hello, caller.
You wound up?
Yeah.
You wound up. I got a church coming, gonna give SoulBeat a program.
Okay.
They call it, yep, the guy called me yesterday. He's one of my old friends. He's an old guy.
Okay.
And he assisted me when I first started preaching.
And what church is this?
You know what? I can't think of the name of the church.
So he's gonna have a program?
Yeah, it's a church.
Okay.
So we gotta get it set up. I just wanted to let you know that it is another
church that's gonna see, but we need more than just the few we have.
Well,
and I bet you this is a little bitty church, ain't
start
it?
at one.
Huh?
You start at one to get to 100.
Beg your pardon?
Start at one to get to 100.
That's true.
All right.
But is this a small church?
Yeah, yes, it's a small church. It ain't not one of them 5,000, 6,000 people.
That's what I'm talking about. Mm-hmm.
It's like a 30, 40 people church.
See there? That's a T90 church as far as I'm concerned. And see, these little bitty churches are coming in.
You got to take the little to get to a big.
That's true. But see, what I'm dealing with, ma'am, is we got some big churches that are not stepping forward. And we have the little churches that are coming in and doing the best they can. You understand what I'm getting at?
Yeah, but like I said, you know, you got to be thankful for $1 before you get to.
Very thankful.
Right.
But, ma'am, this is far off from the right thing. Far off from the right thing.
Well, I didn't even ask him. He called to tell me that.
Oh, very good.
Help him in his church because he's sick.
Okay.
Help him preach with him.
Okay, well, I'm going to be watching for the show.
We'll be announcing, we'll be getting the flyers out for it.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll be watching for that show.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So the SoulBeat family gonna come over and his church and other people that we can invite. You can invite everybody.
Okay.
Yeah, it's just like it was last night.
Okay.
Last night was beautiful.
Okay, yes. I wasn't able to stay, but I saw that we had a number of SoulBeat family members there.
Numbers, them folks, it was a church full. The church full up with SoulBeat people before I seen anybody else except about 2 people. It did, it filled up. And I was glad to see Mr. Chuck. I tried to dedicate a song to him and he left.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I was going to dedicate.
Well, you know, he hasn't been feeling too good. So, I think it was a good thing that he's able to even get up and move around.
But I dedicated to him anyway.
Okay. Very good.
And I know he's listening, so I know he's listening because he got one of them ears sleep very seldom.
Uh-huh.
All right, Cheryl, you have a good day now.
You too.
And I'll see you tomorrow night.
Okay.
All right.
Bye-bye. Okay. Okay, it's time for us to take a break. Now, don't you go anywhere. Sinus has made it. And get your book out because we're doing a telethon. Okay, we're doing a telethon. That's what we're going to mainly concentrate on. And Mr. Johnson's book, I got some questions coming up. So don't go nowhere.